Здраво, дечко, како се викаш ти?
Здраво, добро утро.
Како се викаш?
Јас сум Илија Васев.
Шо пришо, не?
Да видам што се деша, не знам.
Па ја не знам што се дешава. Јас сум
Шо си ти?
ГДР 25, ГДР
За пијачките си дојде.
Јас сум за пијачки да дојдам само.
Ја се снимам сам, дека не ќе никој да ме снима. Чека ваму, дојде ваму. Не бегај, дојде ваму. Кај ти е картичката?
Кај сте вие кои сте со камерата, каму да видам? Што е ово? Дозвола за снимање.
За да правиш пари, треба да правиш скетч емисии да вршиш, да ограбуваш, да тепаш
Значи,
некој.
баш као симулатор му доаѓа за Gangsta Life.
Да.
кажам, за да ја доживееш најубавата, стај си слушалки да го пратиш саунда, треба да пратиш причата е многу битна. Не верувам дека онака можеш да дофатиш моментот тука, ама чисто онака да видиш како механика и како изгледа.
Šta imamo tu?
Imamo OG,
Sve šta treba.
Pa nemam više. Ajde me dosta snimatelje.
Доста сниматели.
Monster, please, sponsor, please.
Please, please.
Окей, само дека јадеш треба два слаја.
Доста бе, не збори бе.
Салата да јадем.
Леви, а не за салата, така?
Не. За бургерски. So, anyway, here I am working at Microsoft. I have this team I'm running, but I've had the whole company was on board with me and listening to what I was trying to do because I was really reinforcing the fact that culture matters so much. But the game division was a little bit reluctant. Why? Because they said, well, games are okay. Games can be offensive. Games can be edgy and cool. I'm like, yeah, tell that to Bill Gates, because I'm the one who often had to go face to face with him and explain to him why one of the Microsoft products was banned. But they didn't recall the games. And I said, why? And they said, well, it's too expensive. I said, you guys throw internal parties that cost more money than this. But they said, no, don't worry about it. We're only going to release it in the US. And that's when, of course, I switch on the geographer mode. I'm like, you realize how many Muslims live in the United States. But they're like, no, don't worry about it, it's fine. The game comes out in the United States, and then back to Seattle, and then after about 2 weeks, when I came back, I had been asking the game division for about 2 years that you need to get on board and do this work formally, this culturalization work. And they kept kind of being, yeah, it's okay. But then after this incident, I got a call from Robbie Bach, who was the senior VP of the games division, and he said, hey, you know that stuff you've been telling us to do? I think we should do that for every game. I'm like, that's why they pay you the big money, because you're so smart. So that's why we call it this we have a process we call geopolitical quality review, which internally some people call it GEOPS work, because that was the name of the internal email alias for my team. But what the whole goal of it was, from my perspective, is to maximize our cultural respect. Respect the players, respect where they're from, respect who they are, respect what they believe. It's not that hard to do, you just gotta put on that little bit of effort. But that doesn't work well in a big company like Microsoft, because I'm not talking about money. So then I had to change the argument. So now what do I say? Well, now I say I'm maximizing our global reach. Now when I say that, they're like, oh, I want that. How do you do that? I'm like, I'm glad you asked. Now, if we look at the cultural representation in the game, now the game has a better chance of going everywhere, but we need to think about it before the game comes out. And so that argument worked really well. I even use it to this day. I even have that on my business card still. I say maximize your global reach, because ultimately that's what we want to do. We spend so much time making the games, and it's a work of passion and a tremendous hard work. And at the end of it, 2005, because I reached a point where that work that I was doing became institutionalized. There's a master checklist at Microsoft. Every product must check the list. And so finally, I got a line item in that master checklist about geopolitical and cultural accountability. So every product had to be able to check it, and if they can't, they don't release. So once that happened in 2004, I'm like, I don't need to be here.
We are at our final moments of this conference, not real life. So,
Wait. We just found the missing piece to wrap it up. So, Boris, first of all, thank you everybody for coming to the conference. Thanks for all the speakers. As the heart of the gaming and dev community in Macedonia, I want to present this award.
Again, you're at the heart of our industry. You're one of the first ones that could and united us. We're grateful to you, to eternity. And this is just a small token to what we feel and how we feel about you.
Says Rick. So it says, let me just read it. Recognizing it's the heart of the Macedonian game industry, recognizing outstanding impact and building the growing the Macedonian game community.
This could not be possible.
I know it's not bad, but I have to just. Okay, so let's finish this all together. Come on, just stand here with me. Okay, so just hold this. Please come here. No, the manager. Please close it. Okay, so yes. Okay, I'll read now in case I don't miss anything. Is that okay? So. Okay, okay. Please with me. Before we close, a heartfelt thank you to everyone who filled these halls with energy today. Speakers, panelists, indie teams, in the indie zone, volunteers, partners, and all of you who showed up ready to learn and share. Special thanks to our officials and supporters, Zoran Jutkov, the Western Balkans Fund, and Jari Peka of EGDF. Special thanks to you, and the support from everyone in this ambitious and yet crazy project that we did. We survived 2 coffee breaks, 3 stages, a blizzard of slides, minimal boss fights with the techniques, you know. If I learned one thing today is to let it be. Just there are times, I know it was mentioned a couple of times, I know from the live for sure, there are some things that you just cannot control. So just do what you can. Before we end up, I want to invite you everyone in the beer garden from 8 o'clock sharp. We're going to continue partying, talking about games, drinking, eating. I think there is no better thing to do in life from that. I would like to also thank Pavlina. I'm not sure if she's here. She was a huge help to this in base 42. And I don't know if you two and Pavlina is going to like this, but I'm announcing Gejm Def Rev 2026 for 15th of October 2026.